session is brought to you by our gold partners, Exotel. Mr. Shantanu, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
So let me introduce myself. My name is Shantanu Bhaduri. I am part of the product team. I lead the platform group for Exotel. When I say platform, it is the voice platform, the data platform, the billing, and the whole underlying infrastructure on which the Exotel is built. So let's talk a few minutes about what is Exotel, what we are doing today, and what we are pioneering about. So this was founded in 2011 by founders Shivku, Ishwar, and Sid. They had a real business use case where they wanted to build two parties on a conversation on a cloud platform, and from the previous company, and that gave them the seed thought. And then they thought, okay, why not build a company on its own? And that's how the Exotel came into picture. And it has seen a tremendous growth over the years. And if you look at the likes of Swiggy, Flipkart, Ola, your delivery guy, when they're calling you for confirming your order on Flipkart, or your driver of Ola confirming where your location is, and whatnot. We have grown year on year. And if I just want to talk about the number of calls we do in a day, we are roughly doing around 24 million calls a day, and similar amount of SMSs in a day. This was half of what we did last year, and we believe this is going to be at a breathtaking pace in the next years coming down the line. In the last 1 year, there were a lot of mergers and acquisition happened, and Exotel has become big. We have more than 1,000 team size now, with Amio coming in, helping us into the contact center space. With Cogno AI coming in, it is helping us into the chat bot, chat automations, and that space. So moving along, pandemic has hit us. It has hit everybody. It has changed our lives. I think we all got impacted in one way or the other. Personally, business-wise also. And it has changed the way we do business, or thinking of doing business in the year, 2 year down the line, right? Now, that is where we thought, okay, why don't we go to industry, talk to people, try to figure out what are they thinking? How is that going to transform? How are the contact center space thinking 2 years down the line? Or maybe in the near future, what are they thinking? So this is just an excerpt of a larger survey. I thought these are the two data point is most relevant for this audience sitting here. One of them is, are people looking at moving to cloud? I think the answer was 100%. Everybody wanted to move to cloud. Then we asked, okay, is everybody comfortable with public cloud? I don't think the answer was in that favor. I think if you see that almost 60%, 70% are saying that, okay, no, we want private cloud, which we understand, because people are not comfortable because they were moving from on-prem to cloud. They are a bit worried about the data and production. I think it will take its own journey. There another question we asked. How many of these interviewers have adopted the voice bot or voice AI solution? And we realized that only 11% have deployed. And it's not like the other 89% don't want to deploy. They just think that the technology has not evolved enough to even scale into this market. And they're looking at for solutions. And if you look at the way they are looking at, they want it to be human-like voice, because a lot of TTS is a bit mechanical. They want it to be as humanized voice as possible. They are looking at how it can take away some of their manual things, like campaigns. Can voice do a campaign? Can the dialer be taken over by a bot? Can the lead qualification can have by a bot? So a lot of interesting use cases they're talking about, because they think that that is the future. They actually want to reduce the voice agent. They want to increase more. So what I have not shown here is 70% actually adopted to chatbot, which means they're actually looking at automation. They're actually moving out of people talking. So voice is the another, I would say, the difficult component to be solving, right? And the major reason why they're saying they're not deploying is English is not the only spoken language, right? There are various flavors. There are English, there are different accents of the conversation. which is coming in the play. And there is enough in this room, that a lot of talented audience are there who are actually trying to solve this problem. But it has to, it will take its own natural journey as we speak. So with this thought, we said, okay, what can Exotel do in solving this problem? How can we play a role in solving a customer problem? So we thought the first thing we can do is make that cloud journey, help them in moving them into the cloud. It's okay, we can start with private cloud itself. So what we did in the last 2 quarters, we worked with DOT, we worked with the compliance, regulatory, with all, and we felt what is the best network design we can build, how the infrastructure should be, which can give DOT the comfort, and so that we can become a true cloud player. And that is why we became the first in the industry to become the virtual network operator. ULV, I know you can talk about it, where we can actually host the complete telephony into the cloud, where the agent leg can be over internet, which was not possible in our previous license, what we were running into. So we are saying this should give us the cloud push for this platform. It is 100% compliant. It is no infrastructure required. Customers don't need to go to an operator, get the lines, to another telephony partner to get the software, an infrastructure partner to deploy the telephone servers on their premise, then manage the infrastructure on the premise. You don't have to do that. Now everything is self-managed. You just go to my.exotel.com, create an account, and that's it. Everything else will be taken care of. You want agents to be there, it is all elastic for you. So an agent can work from home, agent can work from office. Those constraints are taken care of. And that's how we are working with the thing. It's a one-stop shop where you have everything what you need for you want chatbot, you want SMS, you want voice. You have everything in one single place. And that's our vision. This is, like I said, it takes away the CapEx component from the contact centers. You don't have to buy those machines, which have a lifeline of 5 years. Then you have to churn them, buy another. There are maintenance issues which you have to constantly face. Now, if you get a reliability from the cloud, if you get the scalability from the cloud, I think this can give a good push for the industry. Whether this is enough or not, time will tell. How this industry adopts to this, time will tell. But we are bullish about it. We have taken the Bangalore license now, the Karnataka license, and that is not where we want to stop. We want to go pan-India, take the pan-India license, and help every region move the contact center to cloud. But how is this solving the voice bot story? Like, how is this going to enable it? So this is how we think is the future. In the future, we want to partner with the talent sitting here. We want to, so this is where we think that all our DCs, we have around 11 DCs today, spread across in India, where all telephony lines are there. There are almost more than 1 lakh channels we have. Just to give a perspective, in Bangalore Airtel, we almost take 10% of the numbers is owned by Exotel. Just look at that volume. And we have good partnerships. So what we are suggesting to people is, why don't you come to Exotel, create an account. If you want to stream to a third-party bot, maybe Skit, Jinani, and so many are talents I'm seeing here, we can stream the real-time conversation. You can actually plug a bot in say 10 minutes in any account, and the bot can start talking to that individual, and then there are certain handoffs, because bot cannot answer all the conversations. At some point, because of knowledge graph, because of the data what we are feeding to the bot cannot answer all the conversation. At that point, you have to hand it over either to an agent, or you may finish the conversation recording that as a lead. So if you want to hand it over to an agent, you can go to the cloud contact center. If the agent is sitting on work from home, so agent can receive the call from home. If the agent is on the premise, the call can land on the premise. That's the flexibility we're talking about. Now, this is the real-time communication we're talking about. There are also, we support the non-real-time communication, which in the previous session we're talking about, where today we generate a lot of recordings, which customers enable on our platform. So we generate more than 1 million recordings a day. Now, all those recordings, you can actually do an ASR. We can actually do keyword detections. We can actually generate triggers on the conversation. And it can be for various use cases, not necessarily concentrated to contact center. Say last mile delivery, how is the agent behaving? Or you can say how are drivers behaving on a particular order. And you can identify patterns with that. So those are a possibility with the cloud. And that's how we think that in this audience, if we can partner together, we can actually solve the voice bot story for the customers going forward. Now, we talked about all of this. What is the integrated story we are talking about for Ameo plus Exotel and Cogno together? So this is our full stack view, which we believe is going to shape our future, the integrated future for the next couple of years. So we are talking about, if you look at the pivotal is the customer, who is interacting for various different businesses on various different channels. So the customer, you can think of me as a customer talking to my banking relationship partner, me as a customer talking to my delivery guys, me and my customer talking to the sales representative who is talking to pitch me about a product, my customer support. I can choose on which channel do I want to talk to, voice, SMS, video, email, and there are certain notifications. Uh, we have the voice bot, which you can use, say, for a campaign use cases. We have a chat bot, which can take away a lot of your conversational need in the contact center space. And on top of all of this is where our customer data platform is sitting. So we can actually generate a lot of rich data analytics about a customer behavior. We can give alerts on certain usage patterns about a customer. You can subscribe for certain data points. We are even looking at how this can be more richer in the way which can give actionables to our customers so that they can better understand their end consumers through our data platform. And because there are so much of channels available, you can also figure out what is the best channel to use to even talk to this customer. So that's the vision. That's how we are moving towards. If I want to just summarize in all these, right, where we are looking at, we are looking at partnerships to scale, right? So if I want to part this call with just 2 words, I will say, let's integrate. That's what I will part with.
Yeah, I come from HSBC. Now, if I can go back to your slide where you had the hierarchy from the customer-centric view, what I understand is you've given the same hierarchy for voice bot and chat bot, right? But what I've seen is in the market is a chat bot is more used than a voice bot. And what happens is it is not empathetic always. You know, a chat doesn't really understand the pain that a person has gone through, even if, say you took an example of Swiggy, that they've not delivered, say, a food item that you had ordered, right? And they say, we'll give a refund or whatever, right? But there's nothing in the voice bot that really understands that how frustrating it is if that person is hosting a party, right? So if we push this, saying that they are in the same hierarchy, why is chatbot being implemented much more often than a voice bot?
Like I said, there are 2 reasons, or rather 3 reasons, if I broadly put. One is, today the voice bot, because of the nature of the language we speak, right? I think if you try your Alexa or Google Home, not every word you utter will be understood. That creates a problem. But when you're typing, it is easier to understand. 2, voice bot will hand it over to a voice agent. A chat bot will be handed to a chat agent. Now, a chat agent can talk to 3 or 4 customers in a go. Looking at a voice agent can't, right? That is the second. Third is about how good the conversation can be built. It's a story, right? It's a story. The script has to be written properly. If the script is written properly, then they can be kept in the same hierarchy, technically. if the script is right. But it will take time.
Doing a lot of chat.
Yeah.
It takes 15, 20 minutes and it is so irritating sometimes. So I was just trying to understand why is this implementation taking a precedence where, and is it cheaper? My first question is this, getting a chatbot over a voice bot.
Actually, it's the other, from a technology point of view, let's keep it aside. From a people point of view, chat agents are more expensive than a voice agent.
Right.
They're much more skilled because they're much more skilled in textual conversation versus somebody is on the voice conversation. From a technology point of view, I think chat has evolved faster compared to voice.
Voice, okay.
I believe this will take some of the journey.
Yeah.
Once it is there, when it is at par, I truly believe they can be sitting in par. Like why not a Swiggy take the call, understand the concern, and then can hand over to a chat. From there, the conversation can continue.
Yeah, because the outbound voice bots are like proliferating, right?
Yeah.
For outbound leads, calling you, seeing your insurance is due and all of that stuff, voice bot is doing because they know what they need to say.
Correct.
But when it comes to inbound queries, voice bot is something negligent in this market.
Yeah, and that is where a lot of customers are asking for it. In my previous organization, they were looking at optimizing the contact center because you have questions, right? IVR. You have questions and there are hierarchies. You want which language, which problem statement you are looking at, and then blah, 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 blah. And finally, you find out the order ID. And it is a good frustrating 7 odd minutes the customer has to go through before he can actually talk about what is this problem. So they wanted to say, okay, just let the customer speak and say, okay, what is your problem? What do you want to do? And hoping in this crowd, if somebody can help us solve the problem, we can partner. This streaming product which I was talking about, we partnered with one of the AI companies who are here. We could easily scale with them around 3 crore calls a month. So we believe the scale is not a problem anymore. The real timeness is not a problem anymore because we have solved those problems. Now it's about how good the conversation can be stitched, how good the script can be written, which can answer the customer's problem immediately.